I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, August the 30th, 2016. The home of a Palestinian terrorist who took part in a shooting attack last month in the West Bank that left an Israeli man dead was destroyed by the IDF today. Early this morning, Israeli troops razed the home of Muhammad Omeira, who is accused of driving the car from which another terrorist, Muhammad al-Faqih, shot at the vehicle of Rabbi Mickey Mark, killing Mark and injuring his wife and two of his children. An IDF spokesperson said that during the demolition operation this morning, light clashes broke out outside the home. The Army said that during the demolition, a number of violent riots erupted. Rioters rolled burning tires and hurled Molotov cocktails and rocks at the Israeli troops, and that in order to prevent further escalation, forces responded with riot dispersal means. Home demolitions are used by Israel as a deterrent to terror attacks. United Nations Coordinator for the Middle East peace process, Nikolai Mladenov, complained to the UN Security Council yesterday that Israel was increasing its building in the settlements in the West Bank and that it was among the greatest obstacles to peace. Mladenov cited a recent report released by the Quartet, made up of the United States, Russia, the European Union, and the United Nations, that had urged Israel to stop building in the settlements and also called on the Palestinians to cease incitement to violence. Mladenov told the Security Council that those recommendations continue to be ignored and that there had been a surge in Israeli settlement-related announcements and continuing demolitions. A spokesman for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected Mladenov's claims against Israel. David Keyes said yesterday that Mladenov's remarks made peace, quote, harder to achieve by distorting history and international law. Keyes said it is not the presence of Jews who have lived in the West Bank and Jerusalem for thousands of years that is a barrier to peace. Rather, it is the unceasing efforts to deny that historical connection and a refusal to recognize that Jews are not foreign to Judea. Keyes added that the claim that it is illegal for Jews to build in Jerusalem is as absurd as saying Americans can't build in Washington or the French can't build in Paris. A Belgian airline has said that it will be once again serving a traditional Israeli product on its flights. Brussels Airlines had said earlier this month that it would stop serving chalva, a confection made by Israeli company Achva, after being pressured by the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions movement, to stop carrying the product as it is made over the Green Line. However, after a strong response from Israel and on social media, the airline reversed its decision, and chalva is back on the menu. In a letter sent by the airline to Israeli ambassador to Belgium, Simona Frankel, the airline said it is clear that Achva remains one of our trusted providers, without distinguishing the origin of the product, and therefore we will continue to have Achva products on our flights, especially in light of the critical role it plays in the Israeli community. A ceremony was held yesterday in Lithuania to commemorate a massacre of Jews that took place there 75 years ago. Lithuania's President Dalia Grybauskaitė spoke at the ceremony, preceded by a march, which marked the 1941 murder of at least 1,200 Jewish residents of the eastern town of Molotai by the Nazis and Lithuanian collaborators. The president said their memory is an uncompromising obligation for all Lithuanian people to fight against hatred, violence, discrimination, and indifference, and to respect and protect those who are around us. This was the first high-profile event to commemorate the massacre, and Grybauskaitė said that was a sign that her country was becoming more open and tolerant. Well, the world continues to mourn the passing of actor, writer, and director Gene Wilder. Wilder died Sunday night of complications from Alzheimer's disease. Born Jerome Silberman in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Wilder made his small-screen debut in the TV series Armstrong Circle Theater in 1962. His first film role was in Bonnie and Clyde in 1967. In the 70s, he went on to star in such films as The Producers, which earned him an Academy Award nomination, and other legendary collaborations with Mel Brooks, including Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. Brooks said of his friend's passing, "Gene Wilder, one of the truly great talents of our time. He blessed every film we did with his magic, and he blessed me with his friendship." Other film roles of Wilder include, of course, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, The Frisco Kid, Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, and many more. Wilder's nephew, Jordan Walker Perlman, said the beloved entertainer had passed away at his home in Stamford, Connecticut, surrounded by loved ones. He was 83. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, August the 30th. At 7 o'clock, Israeli entrepreneur Errol Margalit talks about innovation that will bring economic growth to all sectors of Israeli society. That's in a program from the AJC of Westchester at the JCC of Harrison. At 8, Seth Siegel sits with Brett Stevens of the Wall Street Journal, Dr. Ari Zeiban of Bar Ilan University, to talk about Israel's groundbreaking work with water. That's in a program of the Jewish Week and the American Friends of Bar Ilan University from the Temple Emmanuel Skirball Center. And at 9, Mark Golub sits down with Cantor and Broadway star Dudu Fisher on the Chaim. And at 10, Americans for a Safe Israel host a memorial service for founder of revisionist Zionism, Ze'ev Jabotinsky. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, Mark Golub speaks with editor-at-large for the Jewish Forward, J.J. Goldberg, about a poll of Israelis and Palestinians which indicate a majority of both communities favor a two-state solution while seriously mistrusting the intentions of the other side. That's on tonight's In the News at 6:30. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, August the 30th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.